chickpeas in a chocolate brownie sounds very peculiar, but I tell you what, it actually works, and it's a fantastic gluten-free option. What I love most about this recipe is the results are phenomenal, and the cake is really, really fudgy. Now, I'm using dried chickpeas for my recipe because I find the chickpeas that are in the can a little bit too moist. These you would usually need to soak overnight, but I'm going to cut a corner with my multi-cooking grain. These are not only going to soak them, but cook them within an hour and a half. So I'll set that to the chickpea function, and we'll say it's for 2 people. This is about 1 cup, and then we can add our chickpeas, and I add 3 times the amount of water, so 3 cups of water. And never add any salt to the chickpeas, because what happens is they'll get a really tough outer shell. We don't want that. All right, we'll let these chickpeas cook. I'll allow them to cool, and then we can get on to the next stage. Okay, my chickpeas are cooked. They're lovely and tender, and I've drained away the liquid. They can now go into the cuisine companion because we're going to blitz them with some milk. So we'll add the milk. Now I'll blend this with the milk until it forms a paste. It's going to be the consistency of thickened cream. All right, the base of this cake is perfect. It's lovely and thick. Now I'll add some baking powder. This is going to help it lift a little. And now I'll add 2 whole eggs. We'll crack them straight into the bowl. 1 and 2. And then for some sweetness, some caster sugar. And now we'll blend this again until it's well combined. I've also been heating up some chocolate, 200 grams of dark chocolate, just over a bain-marie. We want that to be lovely and melted. All right, this mixture is ready to go. I'm just going to pour it into a bowl. And now we'll add the chocolate. Take that spoon out. We'll just use a spatula now. And by adding that chocolate, you'll see this mixture start to thicken up. So now we'll mix this together. And now at this stage you can add different ingredients. If you love hazelnuts and chocolate, fantastic together. You could add that. Some almonds would be nice too. Okay, batter is done. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees. I've also lined a brownie tin with some baking paper, and we'll pour that in. This goes into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Brownies out of the oven, it looks perfect, and I've allowed it to cool for about 20 minutes. That just makes it so much easier to come out of the tin. So here it is, and I can already see just from pulling that away how moist and sticky and fudgy it's going to be in the centre, exactly the way a brownie should be. So I'll carefully peel that paper away. And I'm going to serve myself a lovely chunk of this brownie. I'm just going to take the crunchy sides off just for presentation, but don't get rid of that because that is just delicious, even just over some ice cream, yummo. And then I'm going to take a nice, generous rectangular wedge off, and we'll pop it on a plate. And a little dust of some cocoa powder. And a brownie with a dollop of double cream, well, that's just heaven right there. A generous amount of that on the top. Tell you what, that is so good. Now I'm going to have a taste of it because I love a brownie. Crunchy on the top, fudgy in the centre, a little bit of cream. Tell you what, you are going to love this brownie. You know what, you would think you would taste chickpeas throughout it. I promise you, you don't. Just gives it a really lovely, moist texture. Enjoy.